working all morning trying to get the audio to work a little better. And I'm sorry, just didn't happen, but I did want to re-record the evening sequence so that you can see it a little better, and at least there's that, even with the continued echo. All right. So let's take a couple nice big inhales and exhale. Another nice big inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. Let's take those shoulder shrugs. Remember, we shrug up our shoulders as high as we can on the inhale. Open the mouth and really push the air out. Okay, so inhale and ha. Inhale and ha. Keep the air going after the ha. Inhale and ha. All right, let's take some shoulder rounds. Inhale up. Let's make it a little bigger, going the other direction. Inhale, backs the hands together. Inhale, and backs of the hands together. Inhale, backs of the hands together, and hold down in the center. Let's take it the other direction. Inhale, palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down. Last one. Just take a minute. Feel how your feet are connected with the mat. Gently pulling your feet apart, engaging the outsides of your thighs, lifting tall through the center of your belly. Top of the head reaching up to the ceiling. Not so much so that you feel tension in your back, but just enough so that you feel some engagement. Maybe you feel through the little bit of the hip flexors, but certainly the belly. And then turn the backs of your hands behind you. Open the palms nice and widely. Feet are still engaged on the mat. Head is still reaching tall. Reach the thumbs back. Shoulder blades are gliding down your spine. Feel that energy going through your legs. Just trying to release some tension, and sometimes building tension and then releasing it helps. Inhale, bring the arms up to goddess hands. Reach those palms open nice and widely. Feel your shoulder blades gliding down your back. Inhale. And exhale, extend your arms out to the side. Open your eyes and focus on something eye level. And come up on your toes. Bring your hands to heart center, all the while up on the toes. Remember, balance isn't my thing. All right, inhale up. And exhale down. Bring your arms down, feet together. All right. Lifting tall, shoulder blades back and down, palms turn forward, backs of the hands behind you. Close your eyes, work on balance. Reach your thumbs back, glide those shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Feel the energy coming from the earth. The earth is stable and balanced, and we are always in motion. Our hearts, our lungs, our minds, seemingly never still. Inhale. And exhale, bring those arms into the goddess hands, gliding your shoulder blades down your back. Open your palms. Lifting tall. Inhale and exhale, extend the arms out to the side. Reaching the fingertips as far away from each other as you can. Open your eyes, inhale, and exhale, come up on those toes. Staying up on your toes, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale up, and exhale down. Bring your hands down to your side. Let's take half sun salutation. So feet hip distance apart. Knees are not locked out, but you certainly, again, feel that nice lift. And let's start with the Tadasana pose, mountain pose, with the palms turned forward and lifting tall. Taking just a moment, feeling those feet pulling apart just gently. Bring your hands to heart center, and here we go. Half sun salutation, inhale. Palms come together and look up. Reach through your fingertips, bend your knees, and exhale. Push the air out to the side as you push your chest forward and come down into a bent knee, forward fold. Tuck your chin to your chest. Hands on your upper thighs, inhale up. A flat back. Now you can have your legs bent, or you can bring them all the way straight. Inhale. And exhale, bend the knees. Tuck your chin to chest and pull those feet apart. Tuck your belly in to support your back. Reverse swan dive. Palms come together, look up. And exhale, pressing those hands together. Remember, that helps align your neck and your upper back. We'll take 2 more. Inhale. Reach through the fingers, bend the knees. Exhale, push the chest forward. Exhale, tuck your chin to chest. Hands on your upper thighs. Flat back, bent knee or straight or semi-straight. Exhale. Bent knee forward fold, tuck that chin in like a standing cat. And reverse swan dive, pushing those feet apart. Reach up through your fingertips. And again, press the hands down through heart center. And last one with instruction, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, push the air. Tuck your chin to chest. Hands on your upper thighs. Flat back, reach your booty back. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Tuck your chin to chest. Belly in, feet apart, reverse swan dive. Reach through those fingers and bring the hands down through heart center, shoulders away from your ears. So we're going to take 2 just on your own. A nice, peaceful, you know what to do now, right? Here we go. Last one. And hang like a rag doll, upper body nice and relaxed. Knees should be nice and bent. You should be tucking that chin in. Feel the nice stretching in your back. And maybe or maybe not, you straighten or semi-straighten one leg at a time. Just beginning to stretch those hamstrings just a little bit. Not so much so that it feels like it's tugging on those hamstrings. And if you're not reaching the ground, you might want to bring your hands to your upper thighs so you support your back in this. And then stay still and shake your head, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Get that neck nice and relaxed. And no. Oh, a little back and forth. Wiggle your shoulders. And yes, again. And then take some circles. Both directions. Yeah. Okay. Hanging in a nice forward fold. If you straightened your knees, be sure you bend them. Be sure you pull the feet apart and be sure that you engage your belly. And here we go. We're coming up. Reverse swan dive. Palms together and look up. Reaching as high as you can and then press those hands down through heart center. Wrists right underneath your shoulders. And let's start with the hand stretch. Then we'll take some foot stretch. So inhale. Exhale, lean toward those fingertips. And come back center. And you're rotating your hands around. Remember, you're going as far as you can. Maybe you just go 90-degree Some of you will go 180. And I'll treat it as if we're all different positions with our hands. Everybody bring their knees in toward their arms, tuck your toes behind you. Okay. And lean your hips over to the right. And then lean back toward that right heel. So everybody will feel it a little different because the way the hands are. Come center back. Over to the left heel. And then forward, but over to the left. And then come center. Peel your hands off of the mat. And then see if you can tolerate putting the weight all the way onto your toes. So if that's really uncomfortable for your feet, please don't do it. You can bring yourself up into the hips right up and over your knees. Or if that's not really working so great for you, you can bring your fingertips back down to the mat. We're just trying to stretch the bottom of the foot as best we can. So just making sure that you can tolerate whatever you're doing. And now you're going to try to bring those heels together and apart. Because I haven't been having class, I haven't been doing this as much either. It's no good. That's no bueno. Alright. So really getting onto that pinky toe, really getting onto the big toe by bringing the heels together. And let's go ahead, bring the tops of the feet down to the mat. And maybe pat them out a little bit. And, okay. Sorry, we had to take a little break there and reset the camera. Alright. So you're rolling across the tops of your feet. And if that's not enough for you, you can go ahead and lift up those knees, maybe just a little bit, but rock the heels in and out, or maybe you want to come up a little higher. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do some bird dog. So with your wrists right underneath your shoulders and that belly button pulled up, okay? So let's start with cat and cow, okay? So looking straight down to the mat, inhale. And as you exhale, press down with the heels of your hands, tuck your chin to chest, tuck your belly in, round your back as high up as you can. And inhale, relax and release. I suggest not making a big belly drop, just keeping your belly a little bit engaged. You can lift up your head as far up as is comfortable for you. And exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. And one more, tuck. Press the heels of the hands, tuck that tailbone under. And inhale, lift. And look straight down at your mat and just wiggle your tail. Loosen up that low back. And let's take bird dog to cat. All right. And let's start with the left hand first. Let's raise the left arm up. Thumb as high up to the ceiling as you can. Press down with that right hand. Tuck that belly button up, not rounding the back, just pulling the belly button up. Reach that arm as far forward as you can without moving your hips. So remember, we're not doing this. We're just bringing the arm up and then reach the arm forward and keeping the hips right where they are. Inhale, and then exhale, extend your right leg behind you. Reaching through the right heel. Remember, belly button's pulled up. Reach, 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 inhale, and exhale, lift. Pressing down with that right hand, reaching that right leg up. If that's too much or you feel as if it's pulling into your back, just lower the toes down to the mat. Inhale, let's take some nice balance work. Inhale and exhale, tuck the elbow to the knee, chin to the chest. And if you're lifting that right shin up high enough, you can bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And extend one more time. Reach, belly button pulled up, reach the thumb up. and exhale, tuck. And hand and knee down. Readjust yourself. And let's take the other side. Raise the right arm straight up, thumb up toward the ceiling. You're trying to get that arm next to your ear. Press down with that left hand. Keeping that belly button tucked up nice and tightly. Inhale, reach the arm forward, exhale. Hips are staying right where they are. You're just reaching the arm forward. Inhale and exhale, extend that left heel back. Straightening the left leg, pulling the belly button up, not rounding the back, just pull the belly button up. Inhale and exhale, lift that left leg. So you're reaching the fingertips away, the heel away, trying to get as much extension between the two as you can. Inhale and exhale, tuck, elbow to knee, or if you're lifting it up a little higher, you can bring it to the outside of the knee, chin to the chest. Inhale, extend, exhale. Inhale again, reach, 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 reach. And exhale, tuck. Chin to chest. Hand and knee down, almost fell over on that one. All right, so let's go ahead and let's come into child's pose just for a moment. I like wide knee child's pose. You can take it however you want. So I like to really reach my tailbone back, stretch my arms at first, and then relax my head and arms on the mat. You can have your hands here, you can have them here, you can have them here. There's even the tucked elbow pose, which some people find very nurturing, comforting. Make sure that your head is on something. If you can't reach the mat with your forehead, you can have your head here on a block. You can also stack your hands like this. And remember, the hips don't have to be all the way back. You can have the hips up. You can have this kind of a child's pose. So let's come onto our bellies for a moment. Just take a nice slow descent. We're not trying to do any big moves here, super strong. Just nice and slow. And lower those feet down to the mat. So we're working in the more active pose. We'll take a whole bunch of this. We're just going to do a little lift and then we're going to come into a low cobra. So forehead's on the mat. Tops of the knees and feet facing down to the mat. And relax your glutes. Inhale. And on your exhale, glide your shoulder blades together and gently lift head, neck, and shoulders without your glutes engaging. Not lifting the head up here, looking straight down to your mat, and I'm not pressing down with my hands. I'm just gliding those shoulder blades together, lifting head, neck, and shoulders. If I come up a little higher, my glutes engage. So I'm trying to find that spot right before my glutes engage. We're just trying to relax the back, getting relaxed, little restfuls, and all the way down. Come up with the elbows more directly underneath your shoulders. And I want you to pull on the mat and lift your hips off the mat. So get a nice extension. Inhale, and then exhale. Gently see if your hips will glide back down. I don't have a super curvy back. I don't have a lot of extension, but this is really great for opening up the front of the body as long as it's not hurting your back. So if you extend the spine first, nice long top of the head away from the tailbone. Inhale, and then as you relax the hips down, keep the spine long, reach the head away. It's less likely to collapse and compress right in that low back. So once I come down, I've had low back surgery. I'm not interested in messing that up. I want to keep my spine nice and long. I pull the shoulders away from my ears and I try to pull on the mat and lengthen the front of my body a little bit. And if you feel like you're ready to go a little higher, you can push down on the mat ourselves back into all fours. And let's come onto our backs. Okay. So as we're getting ready for evening and kind of slowing down, depending upon what you've been doing all day, you know, you might just want some of that stretching, and you might not want some of the vigorous poses, so you can just fast forward through this. So, all right. So once you lay on your back, I want you to close your eyes and rock your shoulder blades under, so that the palms drift up to the ceiling. So I don't want you to be in this pose where the hands are really close here. I want you to be a nice open chest pose. Just take a minute, relax your face, relax your jaw. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your arms into goalpost arms. Remember, you're always trying to glide those shoulder blades under. This is not much of a chest opening for anybody that's, you know, just in a normal posture. But if you've got a little rounding, a little kyphosis of the neck and shoulders, this will feel like a little bit of stretch, or you might even be floating here. And that's okay. It's just a nice way to just relax the chest and shoulders. Inhale. Arms stretch up overhead, really reaching through the fingertips. Tighten your belly, round and flatten the back, down to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Bring the arms all the way down to your side. Okay. We'll take a little hip lift. Since everybody doesn't have blocks, we're going to do hip lift. And then we'll work on those hip flexors, and I'll show you an alternative pose for that. So, all right. So palms facing in towards your body, arms right next to your body. Let's take an inhale and lift those hips up. Exhale, up and overhead, and you're pressing into your feet so that you're rocking onto the neck and shoulders in here. So just a nice little stretch. Remember, your feet, knees, and hips are all in one line. You're not rocking in or out. Inhale, reach away. And as you exhale, round the spine down. Bring the spine and the arms down at exactly the same time. Tailbone and pinkies hit the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, up and overhead, pressing into your feet, stretching the neck and shoulders. Inhale, reach away. And then exhale, round your spine down. Tuck that belly in nice and tightly, keeping the tailbone tipped up until the very last moment. Help stretch that low back. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, up and overhead. Reach through your fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. Inhale and exhale, round the spine. Bring the pinkies down to the mat as you hit that tailbone down. I think I said one more. One more. Inhale, lift. Really tilt that tailbone. Glutes are tight. Mine may not look it, but they really are pretty tight. Reach up and overhead. Press into your feet. And exhale. Round the spine. Bringing the arms down. And that tailbone down at the same time. And bring your knees into your chest. Let's rock a little side to side. Okay, bring your left foot to the mat and bring your right leg out into a 90 degree. Okay? Left arm up, so you've got your right leg in a 90 degree and you've got your left arm up. We're going to take one with the left foot on the mat this way, and then we're going to extend the leg. Inhale and exhale. Reach the heel away from the fingertips. Reaching, 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 nice and long. Inhale and then exhale. Flatten the back down to the mat. Inhale, bring the arm and leg. I lied. I'm going to keep the leg bent. I think it's a better position for this first one. And exhale, extend. So you're reaching through the heel of the right foot, fingertips of the left hand, and then reaching that low back into the mat as deeply as you can. Inhale. And exhale up. Keep your back, belly connected. Inhale. Exhale. Sorry, I'm getting off on the breathing. Trying to explain too much. Press the low back into the mat. Feel it maybe through the right hip flexor. Inhale. Take 2 more. And exhale, extend. Reaching that flexed right foot. Back presses into the mat. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, extend. Flatten that back down to the mat. And bring the arm and leg up and then switch sides. So left foot comes up, right arm, inhale. And exhale, reach, 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 and then press that back into the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, reach. Really reach that left heel away. Press that low back down. Reach the right arm away. Cross body stretch, sort of like in bird dog. It's like a laying down bird dog. Inhale. Exhale. We'll take one more after this. Reach that leg away. Reach the hand away. Press the back down to the mat. And last one, inhale. And exhale, extend. Really reaching the hand away, pressing the back down, reaching as long as you can. And bring the hand and leg down. Let's take a reclined cobbler. So bottoms of the feet together. I haven't been doing this for a few days, so I'm a little stiff. Never been a real Gumby myself. All right, so the tendency is you want to have the legs as far apart as they can, so therefore you raise your back off the mat. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep your back lower to the mat, not pressed against the mat, because that'll really make your legs come in. But I just want you to have a little integrity in the belly. So trying to just relax those inner thighs. And now aim the back down toward the mat. This is good for hip rotation too. We got the hips out to the side. It changes the position a little bit. And bring your knees together. And now take your hands on the inside. So my fingertips are going in between the knees, and then pull the knees apart and straighten your arms. So the first one we're going to do is straighten arms. So trying to get a good grip on your knees and use your arms to pull those legs apart. Maybe just close the eyes. Then bring your hands behind the knees and bend the elbows, but you're still pulling the legs apart. So trying to relax those shoulder blades back and down. Pull the legs apart. Upper thighs coming in as close to your sides as you can. So yeah, your arms are working, but really trying to get some nice opening in the hip. Get some of that tension out of the hips. And then if you feel like it and you want to come into a modified happy baby, you can do that. So trying to don't let the upper thighs drift away. Try to start here, upper thighs as close to your body as they can get, and then just raise the legs so that the feet are aiming up toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, and exhale, bring your knees in. Just rock a little side to side. So we'll end with 2 twists, and then we'll take a little time for short savasana. So bring your feet down to the mat. Roll those shoulder blades under. I want you to lift your right leg, cross your right knee over your left. So here's where everybody gets a little confused. You've got your left foot down on the mat. That's my left heel there. I want you to press down with your left heel and raise your hips up. And then just scoot your hips over to the right, okay? So let's do that again. So lift the right leg, cross the right knee over the left. Press down with your left foot and lift your hips up. And then just scoochie your hips over to the right. And then you can draw both knees over to the left, okay? Yeah. So be cautious about this. If it's too much on your back, you need to come out of it. We can go into more of a windshield wiper leg, but I thought this is a good twist to get the spine a little more warmed up. Bring your arm onto your side. If anybody feels like they must open up the chest, we're going to do other twists, so you can do it. But if you feel so inclined, you can bring your arm out here, either in a goalpost arm or in an extension, either one. And left hand cups that right knee and push the knee up, and then uncross your legs. And we're going to go the other side. So this time we're going to raise the left leg, cross it over the right knee, press down with that right foot, and then push your hips over to the left. And then draw both knees over to the right side. And again, just resting. Watching the low back. It's a good little warming up stretch for the low back, and then we'll go into a little deeper stretches. And right hand cups that left knee and bring your knees up. This time bring the knees to the feet to the outside of your mat. All right, so let's take a nice big inhale. And exhale, we'll draw both knees over to the left. So here, you may feel like your knees are floating. You can adjust the feet up or down if you need to. The biggest stretch, of course, is where the knees are as bent as you can get them. It stretches through the whole front of the thigh. This is my knee that I just got stem cell done a year and a half ago or so. So I'm cautious about it. I don't initially try to push it right down to the mat. And all right. So let's go ahead and let's take that little bit of the outer hip flexor stretch. Raise the arm up, inhale, and exhale up and overhead. So now if you're encouraging that right knee down to the mat and the left fingertips away, you should feel a stretch all the way through the front of that right upper thigh. Reach, 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 nice and long. Inhale and exhale up. And down, and bring the knees up. We'll go to the other side. All right. Dumped my candle. All right. So once you're in this position, I should have mentioned, low backs can get arched a little bit if you're trying to get those knees down. So engage the belly a little bit, just to make sure that that's not where you're putting the stress. You want to have some nice stretch and no stress. All right. So encourage that left knee down to the mat. Engage the belly, raise that left arm up to the ceiling. And exhale up and overhead, reaching through that whole left side. Feel the stretch through the side, through the waist, all the way down into the hip. Inhale, tighten your belly, and exhale, bring the arm up and the knees up. Let's go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. And we'll take our side stretch. Let's start with the left leg down to the mat. Reach that left heel away and hands behind the right upper thigh. Rock your shoulder blades back and down. Relax the left leg. And bring that right leg in as best you can. Did I say left? Right. I think I said right. All right, right knee is in towards your chest. Left hand on your right knee, all the way up and over. You're coming onto your left side and just completely relax on the mat. So I want you to relax your legs, relax your feet. Don't tuck the chin into the chest and don't arch it up. I want your chin perpendicular to your body. And if that's not comfortable for your neck, you can always do this with a blanket or a pillow or a block, whatever, if it's an uncomfortable position for laying all the way down to the mat. So remember that. All right, so let's raise the right arm up to the ceiling. Looking straight ahead, not at the arm. Inhale, reach, and exhale up and overhead. Reaching through the fingertips. And I always like taking the opposite hand, making a little L with my hand, and press it into the crease of that right hip. And I reach the side nice and long. It's just a little more intense than the last one we did. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, release your left hand and bring the right arm up to the ceiling. Turn and look to your arm. And I'm not too close to the screens here. Inhale, reach. And exhale out to the side. Tucking that shoulder blade under, making sure that the right knee and ankle stay on the mat. And that right shoulder isn't popping up. You want to tuck the shoulder blade under. So if your arm's floating, that's fine. Pretty fine. Just don't have it this way where the shoulder's pointing up and is away from the arm. You want the arm and your collarbone all in one line. So wherever that is for you. And then turn and look to that hand. Inhale, and exhale, bring the arm up, reach up, and all the way down to your side. Take that left hand and push that knee up. And come onto your back and rock a little side to side. I'm going to take the other side without turning around so that you can see what the back side looks like. Not that my back side looks all that great, but you know what I mean, just so that you can get the idea. I'll scoot down just a little bit more. All right. So extend the right leg all the way down to the mat. Flex that right foot and reach the right heel away. Feel the stretch through the right hip. And then relax the right leg and hands behind the left upper thigh. Get those shoulder blades back and down and then release that hip. Take your right hand on your left knee and up and over. So I'm not arching my back. I'm trying to keep my back nice and relaxed. My belly's a little bit engaged to support my back. And I raise that left hand up to the ceiling. And then exhale up and overhead, trying to keep my arm in alignment with my ear, thereabouts. And then I take my right hand, make it into that L, and put my right thumb in the crease of my left hip and push that hip away. Inhale, reach, tighten your belly, release the right hand, and exhale, bring the arm up to the ceiling. Turn and look to your hand, and reach that left hand up. And then exhale, bring the arm out to the side. Oh, yeah. My neck doesn't turn that far, but you certainly can turn much further and look all the way over to the fingertips of that left hand. Inhale and exhale, bring the arm up. Reach up and then bring the arm down to your side. Take your right hand, put it underneath the left knee and push that knee up. And come onto your back. Bring the knees into your chest again. And most of you probably don't have a block, but bring something underneath your low back and upper hip. So I like to use a block or a couple of blocks. If you have a block, you can even turn it on its middle height. All right. And let's just take a small little inversion. So bringing the legs up, point and flex those feet. I'm doing this. You can't see it. All right. So just getting a little inversion, making the legs work a little harder, rocking the weight toward my head, neck, and shoulders a little bit, letting my palms drift up to the ceiling so my shoulder blades glide back. And circles with your feet. Both directions. And we're not really going to take a full hamstring stretch, but you can take a mini hamstring stretch. So reaching the toes of the right foot all the way up, straightening that right leg, my right leg straight as it gets. And then take the left leg and straighten that leg straight up to the ceiling. I'm just lowering the other leg so you can see. And once again, straightening the right leg, point the toes up to the ceiling, and straighten the left leg. Relax your legs just for a nice minute of inversion. You can always take this at the wall or turn around in bed and put your feet up on the headboard. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring one leg down at a time, and then walk your heels in close to your books or your your books, your block, your blankets, whatever you have under there. And we're just trying to get a little mini hip flexor stretch. It's hard when the hips are down too low. You can't get a lot of hip flexor stretch, but we're going to work a little bit. You're going to tilt your tailbone up toward the ceiling and press the heels into the mat. And then as you tilt, you tighten the glutes. And that should give a nice little stretch in the upper thigh and hip flexor. We're trying to get that center hip flexor, so don't let your knees go out to the side or in. Usually people go out. Just trying to get a little stretch in the hip flexor. And release. And exhale. Really tighten those glutes, really tip the tailbone up. And gently release. Walk your feet more directly underneath your knees. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up. Tighten your glutes, press down with your feet, and take your blanket or your block or whatever out. Tighten the shoulder blades underneath, and then we're going to roll down real slowly. You've got about 19 vertebrae to come down, so take it nice and slowly, rolling down from the top of the spine all the way down. If you're already down, if you've gotten down before me, bring your knees into your chest. But really tipping that tailbone up at the very end really stretches that low back. And just rock a little side to side. And then come out into a nice reclined Shavasana. I'm going to turn the lights down and bring the music to a different cue. So as we begin to slow down and settle in for the last little bit here, I want you to pay attention to any tension you might feel in your face, in your jaw, your eyes. And take some nice breaths and really allow your body to just sort of begin to melt into the mat. We'll only be here for about 5 minutes. Actually, it's 4. So let's just try really to let your mind settle. There's a lot going on in the world. closing your eyes, allowing your shoulders to melt down and back. You're taking a little body scan, making sure that your forehead is relaxed, your jaw, your eyes. With each exhale, you begin to melt more into the mat, into your earth, and release the tension in the body. And begin to focus on your breath cycle, noticing how the air, the nice cool air, comes in the nostrils. And as you exhale, it's just a little warmer. That life-giving oxygen. And releasing and letting go as you exhale anything you don't need in your body and your heart. A lot of things to worry about, but just be present now. Give yourself this gift of now. And every time your mind wanders away from that breath in and breath out, try to notice it and bring it back. Breath in and breath out. Deepen your inhale, opening your mouth and gently letting the air escape. Nice big inhale again. And opening the mouth. Take just a moment. I think it's so easy to get worried or distracted or consumed with all that we don't have in the moment. I'd like you to keep your eyes closed and let's just start with our bodies. Most likely you are hearing the video. Many of you have seen the video as well. Being grateful for your eyesight, your hearing, being able to feel your legs and fingers and toes, and that you can swallow, that you can taste food. Those are not small things, those are enormous things. And when they are taken away, it is only then often that we really realize that we should have been grateful. So being grateful now and being grateful for this time that you've been able to give yourself. Take a minute to think of all the people that have added to your life from the time you were little, the time you can remember. And maybe it was someone that wasn't even very nice to you, but they urged you to do something, or to be a better person, or to stand up for yourself. And all those people who encouraged you and loved you and nurtured you along the way brought you to this moment. And thinking of their names or their faces, and including yourself in this wish, think along with me. May we be happy. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we know joy and equanimity. So as always, have compassion, understanding with yourself when you get frustrated with something very minor. But as well, look to your fellow human beings